Good morning. Take a look at your bank account. That 5% yield you're earning feels like progress. But while you watch the digital numbers, something physical is quietly melting the value of those savings. I'm talking about copper. On Wall Street, the big players are now calling it red gold. The number that should stop you in your tracks this morning is $15,400, the current spot price for a single ton of copper on the London Metal Exchange. It's up 72% in just 3 years. Every part of modern life runs through a copper wire, yet the world faces a terminal supply deficit of 6.2 million tons. That's a 410% jump in the deficit since 2023. We aren't just seeing a price hike, we're seeing the exhaustion of the Earth's easy resources. Chile's Codelco, the world's biggest producer, is reporting 25-year lows because ore grades have dropped to 0.6%. We are digging deeper and spending more just to get less. The era of cheap physical infrastructure is ending exactly when we've decided to rebuild the entire global energy system. If the world's most essential metal becomes a luxury good, your safe paper money is effectively losing its grip on reality. Why is this happening now? 2 words? Energy vampires. Every AI-generated image or email consumes the copper infrastructure carrying the power. NVIDIA's Blackwell chips peak at 1,200 watts. A single AI data center rack now requires 85 kilowatts. That's a 180% increase in energy density in just a few years. You simply cannot move that much power without massive amounts of copper distribution. Then, look at your driveway. A standard internal combustion car uses about 23 kilograms of copper. An electric vehicle? That's 83 kilograms. We've effectively mandated a 300% increase in copper demand per vehicle while the mines are running dry. It's a massive construction project disguised as a green revolution. The AI boom isn't just about code, it's about thick, heavy cables. The EV mandate isn't just about batteries, it's about the grid that feeds them. Nicholas Snowden at Goldman Sachs calls copper the new oil. He argues we are in an open-ended bull market because supply simply cannot respond. It takes 10 years to permit a new mine, but milliseconds to run an AI query. The math is broken. We are plugging a digital civilization into a grid that wasn't built for this, and the cost of upgrading it is being priced in a metal that is fundamentally disappearing. Follow the money. While you pay higher utility rates, institutional players are weaponizing this deficit. Glencore's marketing profit hit $6.8 billion last year by arbitraging the gap between supply and demand. They control the flow. In 2026, the scrap premium is the new gold mine. The EU now mandates that 15% of new batteries come from recycled content, turning black mass recycling into an $18 billion industry practically overnight. There is a hidden mineral tax being levied on every household. The IEA estimates global electrification will cost $12.8 trillion. Utility companies won't eat that cost. You will through your rates and taxes. This is a silent transfer of wealth from the middle class to commodity giants and sovereign states that hold the reserves. The mineral tax is how the green transition is being funded out of your pocket. The macro picture is even tighter. In late 2025, for the first time, U.S. national debt interest surpassed the entire defense budget, hitting $1.3 trillion. A government needing to borrow more to subsidize a copper-heavy grid creates a permanent interest rate floor. This keeps your mortgage expensive while your savings melt in real terms against the rising cost of the physical world. History rhymes. This feels like the 1973 oil embargo. Back then, prices spiked 400%, but we had options. We could drive smaller cars or pivot to nuclear power. In 2026, there is no substitute for conductivity. The substitution thesis suggests we use aluminum, but that is the copper trap. Aluminum is only 60% as conductive as copper. To carry the same load, you need thicker wires, adding weight and volume. Most importantly, producing aluminum requires massive amounts of electricity. To solve a copper shortage with aluminum, you end up needing more power, which requires more grid infrastructure, which inevitably requires more copper. It's a physical feedback loop. Jeremy Weir at Trafigura says, the world is sleepwalking into a deficit that forces prices to hit $15,000 plus just to trigger demand destruction. Demand destruction is a fancy way of saying making basic infrastructure so expensive that you can't afford it. While some hope a China real estate crash might release scrap metal back into the market, it's a temporary band-aid on a structural hemorrhage. We've built a digital civilization on a physical foundation that is shrinking. We are trying to build the future out of a metal that belongs to the past. Let's bring this home to your wallet. As of March 2026, the copper component in a new American home, just the wiring and the HVAC, has hit $28,000 per unit. That is up 115%. When you try to buy a house, you aren't just fighting other bidders, you're outbidding Nvidia and Tesla for the same kilograms of red metal. This scarcity is pushing 42% of median earners out of the new build market. Your savings are being repriced. If your bank account grew by 5%, but the cost of the physical world, the power, the housing, the transport, grew by 20% due to material scarcity, you didn't get richer. You got copper taxed. The red gold rush is real, and it proves that physical assets are the only true hedge in a system trying to electrify everything with a metal it doesn't have. If the foundation of the AI revolution and the green transition is built on a metal that is running out, is our progress real wealth? Or are we just liquidating our physical future to power a digital hallucination? Think about that next time you look at your utility bill. In the age of AI, the data isn't the most valuable thing. It's the red metal that lets the data breathe. And right now, it's breathing your savings away. Hey, I'll see you tomorrow.